It is Monday, July 25th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our three best picks of the day. We got our favorite 2-game picks, 1 player prop, and Logan, we got a new segment today.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, Austin. So you guys already know what to do. Go down, hit that subscribe button. Austin and I have been doing these baseball season videos all season long, and we can't do it without you guys' support.
Yeah, we're hopping into a quick recap. Another winning day, a solid 2-in-1 day. Perez gets his over 4.5 Ks, even gets you 6 if you needed an extra one. The NRFI, no sweat bet. We'll take that. Sandy's an absolute man. Gets 10 Ks. And then the Red Sox team total over 4.5. They end on 4. They left I don't know how many base runners, but we'll talk about them in a little bit more. But like I said, we have a new segment today. So before I get into it, I'll talk about the new segment at the beginning of my pick. So you're gonna have to listen to Logan's pick first, and then we'll talk about the new segment. But I think you guys will really like it, and we hope you guys can participate with us in the comment section down below. Hit that like button too. We have a new COS All-Star, Helene M, I believe. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We certainly appreciate it. My last note, Odds Jam Parlay is back. We do it every single business day. We took the All-Star break off and then just took Thursday and Friday off because there weren't really a ton of games. We didn't want to force one back, but they are back. Top link in the description. Go check it out. We have an Odds Jam Parlay. And as always, we'll say what the Odds Jam Parlay is at the end of the video. But Logan, what do you have for the people today?
Yeah, we're going to a first 5 pick, right? You know, we're bouncing back from the heartbreak of my Red Sox not scoring one more run for me. But today, going to a first 5 pick, and we're going to the Braves versus Phillies game, and I'm taking the Braves -0.5 in the first 5. So -120 odds on BetMGM is the best, currently the best value, as Austin's kind of showing here. You know, pretty standard across the books, right? You know, it's pretty even, you know, on FanDuel, DraftKings, rare to see that. But the reason I'm picking first 5 in this one is just I really do like the pitching advantage in the first 5, and I don't want the randomness of bullpens. Yes, Atlanta's bullpen is better than Philadelphia's, but you know what, guys? I've seen crazy stuff happen, right? Max Fried is on the mound. I know he's a solid pitcher, right? 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs versus the Phillies back in their May 24th matchup. I really like what Max Fried's been doing. In Philadelphia, only batting .220 versus lefties over the last 5 games. That's really dipped because if you look at their season stats, they're a lot better than that. I believe they're like top 10 almost against lefties, but it has dipped. And you know what, that Philadelphia offense, we always know they can go swing and a miss at any time. 24th in strikeouts at home. Fried is one of those pitchers that has to put away pitches, which we love to see. I think he'll be able to deal with the Philadelphia hitters. And I pulled the Phillies hitters versus Max Fried, how they've done. Rhys Hoskins, 4 for 23. Batting 174 versus Fried. So Fried's got his number for sure. Alec Boehm, 222, 2 for 9. And Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 10, 200. So if you look at that, and ever since Bryce Harper's went down, I mentioned this a few days ago with the Cubs pick. Ever since Bryce Harper's went down, it puts a lot of pressure on the Hoskins, the Boehm, the Schwarbers. Because if they don't produce, this Philadelphia offense just doesn't do anything, right? You're so reliant on certain part of the hitters. Castellanos, where you at, man? There's a APB out for his game. So, I mean, it really comes down to Max Fried, I think, being able to handle the Philadelphia order through 5. And I think the Atlanta Braves will be able to hit Ranger Suarez. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, and 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs versus Atlanta this season. So he's had 2 bad starts versus the Braves, in which he's given them some runs. I think Atlanta's offense should be able to get it. And look, Ranger Suarez, his whip in those 2 matchups, 1.2, which is okay. It's a little bit in there, but a 2.31 whip in those 2 starts. Look, Ranger Suarez, he puts a lot of runners on base, you know, 1.64 whip at home and a 5.15 ERA at home. Ranger Suarez is not even pitching well at home. He's putting free base runners. The Braves should be able to capitalize on that. Fingers crossed. Like, do what you do, Braves. Atlanta batting 288 versus lefties over their last 5 games. And Atlanta, 3rd in OPS versus lefties, 6th in batting average versus lefties. It's a top 5 offense against lefties. And I pulled some of their, you know, splits versus Suarez. They haven't seen him a ton, but Olsen 2 for 4, Acuna 2 for 5, Swanson 2 for 9. So these hitters, I've seen Suarez before. They're good against lefties. They should be able to hit him. They're probably a few of them are going to get walked. I do like the Braves to just come through 5 with a one run lead. Let's go Braves. Chop on. What do you got, Austin?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this new segment because I want you guys to participate with us. And we're going to call it, let's say we're going to call it the hit streak. And I know a lot of people out there doing like hit prop parlays and all these things, but we're going to try to beat Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. Now, what do I mean when I say hit streak? Well, essentially, we're going to pick one player each per day. And We're going to see if we can get a guy to, and we're going to track Logan and I separately. And if you watch our TikToks on @CallOnOurShot, you'll probably see just my pick, but we're going to track to see how far we can get. And every single day, we're just going to roll over the fun. So for example, today's pick for Logan, he's picking Hunter Renfroe, the Milwaukee Brewers. So we're only going to put $10. We don't need to put a full unit on a player to get a hit, but just $10 on a player to get like Hunter Renfroe to get a hit. I think his odds are what, like minus 200. And let's say he does cash tomorrow. We're going to put the $10 plus whatever that the winnings were and put that on the next guy. Maybe tomorrow's Freddie Freeman. We're going to keep rolling to see how far we can get. We'll track it. I think it'll be fun to see exactly how high we can get. Maybe we can turn $10 into 100. Who really knows? So Logan's pick today, Hunter Renfroe. My pick will be Ahmed Rosario of the Guardians. A little bit more juice at like minus 300, but I think he can get a hit. He has very good splits versus Pivetta. I think he can get it done, which kind of segues into my official pick for the people. Guardians, Red Sox, taking the over in the first 5 at 5 runs. Now, when we go over and we look at different odds, it's minus 110 on DraftKings. Now, you could take 5.5 at plus 116, or you could go up to a more juiced minus 140 at 4.5. I kind of just took the middle ground for a push opportunity if they do land on 5 on the dot. I'm hoping it's a no sweat bet. We don't have to worry about it. But do whatever you guys want. I don't mind it at any of those lines, but obviously 5.5 could lose and we could get a push for my pick. But let's talk about why we like this. Well, for a record, Logan, always a day early. You look at the Angels yesterday, or Angels 2 days ago, or Angels yesterday, absolutely went crazy and they destroyed them. But this is just the nature of baseball. Sometimes you're just a day early. And yesterday, you had the Red Sox over 4.5, and they didn't get it. They only got 4 runs. So they're going to get they're going to get 5 runs in the first 5 innings just to spite Logan. They're going to put up like 4 or 5 in the first inning just to say, sorry, Logan, this is what happens. And look what they're going to be facing. It's going to be Zach Plesac of the Guardians. He enters with a 4.02 ERA, a 1.27 whip, and he's not been great on the road. Just a 1-5 record, a 4.93 whip. He's allowed 4 earned runs to the Royals in his last road start. The Royals offense isn't the greatest. I mean, neither has the Red Sox. Hasn't been pitching and hitting too well. But we look at Plesac. He's not going to really go more than 5 innings, maybe 6 on a great day. But his over 2.5 earned runs prop is minus 140. And like I said, he rarely pitches more than 5 innings. So they do think he should give up some runs today. And I think the Red Sox can get it done. Now we look at Plesac. 38 plate appearances versus the Red Sox bats, which are batting 371 against him and a 567 expected slugging. So they've been able to hit Plesac pretty well. We know Plesac can give up some runs in bunches. So I'm hoping the Red Sox can get us some runs today in this first 5 innings, which is also the same as first half. And then we look at Pivetta. He'll be starting for the Red Sox. He enters with a 4.5 ERA, 1.26 whip. At home, he's actually been a little bit worse. Has a 4-3 record, so better on the win department, but a 4.59 ERA and a 1.29 whip. If there's anything I know about the Guardians, they either will make this a no sweat bet or they're not scoring a single run. This is what they do. And but Ahmed Rosario is going to help us out. He's going to get on base, let Jose Ramirez knock him in. And when we think about this Guardians team, when we think about the Red Sox pitching recently, they've been giving up 6 runs in the first inning. They've been giving up 8 runs in the first half. They've been a terrible pitching team right now. So I'm going to ride with them. Now, Pavetta's also allowed 6+ earned runs in 3 straight starts. So, if he wants to get us a no sweat bet and let the Guardians absolutely run it up on him, sure, I'm fine with that. We also look at Pivetta, 47 plate appearances versus the Guardians this year. Not this year, just in general, 333 batting average, 507 expected slugging. So both teams have hit their opposing pitcher pretty well. So I think Guardians versus Red Sox taking the first half or first 5 innings, over 5 runs, minus 110 on DraftKings. That's what we'll be riding with. And of course, we have those 2 hit props that we're going to try to go on that hit streak. But Logan, all the new shenanigans, new segment still doesn't get better than this segment because it is Nerfy Nation time, baby. And yesterday, we cashed out for the people. So we got a good one. I really like the one that we found for today. I would argue not a great Nerfy Nation slate. There's not like a lot of locks like minus 190s out there. There's a lot of even value ones. And today we're going Angels Royals. No run first inning, minus 113 on Barstool. Now we do actually see almost every book around the same odds. So you can really take them on any of the books and you'll be fine. Now, why do we like this one? Well, on the mound for the Royals will be Zach Greinke. 13-2 on no run first innings. We talk about sometimes you need a guy that's just going to ask for soft contact, get a couple ground outs, hopefully get like a 7-pitch first inning. That's what we'd love to see. Those quick ones that just go by before you can even turn on the TV to watch it. I think Greinke can do that. He's been doing it all year long. And his strikeout prop, even though we're not asking him to strike out people, is 3.5. And it's juiced on the over, like minus 130, and sharper books have it at minus 170. So if you know Zach Greinke, Rarely does he touch over 3.5 Ks. So I think they're expecting Greinke to pitch pretty well. We think about the Angels. I think they strike out the most on the road in the MLB. And we look at the Angels, also only 11th in first inning runs. A team that's been very hit or miss. Obviously still down Mike Trout, who's obviously going to help inflate that 11th and first inning run. So I think Greinke can get me those first 3 outs. What about the other guy, Logan?
Yeah, it's Noah Syndergaard. And if you look at his numbers, he's okay on NRFIs. He's 9-5 on NRFIs this year. So you like to see that he's at least in the plus category on that. Kansas City, 22nd in first inning runs. If anything we know about this Royals offense is there's a lot of days they just take off, right? They just have 2 runs. Sometimes they have 8 runs. Today is going to be one of those 2 runs full game. They're not going to score a ton. The over-under set to 8.5. And I really do believe Noah Syndergaard, he can just give us those 3 outs we need. Please no walks in there. Sometimes Syndergaard struggles a little bit with the walks, which is a little bit concerning, but he should be able to get it done. Like Austin said, I want 2 pitchers that aren't, trying to just throw some meatballs out there. Greinke throws the occasional meatball, but he really thrives on the ground, the pitch to contact type pitcher, which we like to see in the no-run first inning. If we want to talk about another lean we had, though, I did look at Padres versus Tigers, and it was almost our pick. But then Austin's like, Sean Manaea stinks in the first inning. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. I do remember that. Sean Manaea has a terrible first inning run record. So maybe maybe at post All-Star break, he gets better, and maybe he's a pick down the line. But we'll see. I do kind of like that one just because both offenses in that one don't scare me all that much.
Yeah,
but Nervy Nation, let's go.
I mean, unfortunately, the Marlins and Pirates don't play again, or else that would probably have been our pick. But we can't touch those pitchers today, so we're going to wave these flags. I didn't wave it earlier, but of course, we're waving the flag. So, of course, thank you guys all for listening, and we're going to give you the parlay of the day. This is on OddsJam if you want to read our write-up. We like to give you guys different picks than what we normally pick because people don't like when we double down, and I don't blame you. So today's pick will be the Giants and Diamondbacks over 9 runs full game, and then the Astros team total under 5 runs. I believe it's like plus 1/240. So definitely check that out. Those are our 3 picks of the day rolling up at the bottom of the screen. We have our hit streak new segment. We'll see how that goes. So definitely show us some love if you see our posts on social media. We certainly would appreciate that. But hopefully we can bring out the brooms, continue our hit streak, maybe go for 2-day hit streak tomorrow, Logan. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, Austin, Logan. We'll catch you guys in the next one.